we have seen something about how is the universe formed and how it is classified. Then universe to galaxy we have seen, then galaxy, the Milky Way, from Milky Way the solar system, and solar system, especially the solar system in which we are considering the heliocentric theory. That means the sun is at the center around which all other planets are revolving. And in this solar system, apart from the planets, you also have asteroids, meteors, and comets, etc., that we have seen already. And now we'll be looking at the planets and their properties, and how are these planets, and few important features of these planets. And here, the very first planet we have seen here is Mercury. That is, generally in our Vedic system, or in local terminology, we call it as Buddha Graha. So, Indian name is Buddha, and it is going to be the nearest planet to the sun and eighth largest planet. Eighth largest in the sense, of course, it's a small planet. So, Mercury is Buddha Graha and nearest to the sun and eighth largest. And one more thing, it has no satellites. So it has no satellites. Mercury has no satellite. Satellite means a celestial body that revolves around the planet is called as a satellite. That's what the definition we have seen. And moon is the natural satellite of Earth. And here Mercury has no satellites at all. And on Buddha Graha, that is on Mercury, there is very thin atmosphere, so that the hot gases or hot atoms can easily escape into the space from the surface, and its atmosphere is constantly replenished. Replenished means replaced. That means there will be atmosphere always, but it is very thin layer, in the form of very thin layer, and the escape velocities are very small. That is the reason the atoms can easily escape on that surface. That is the property of the atmospheric conditions on Mercury. And this you can easily watch with your naked eye, and if you are good enough with your sight, and otherwise you can watch it with binoculars. So Mercury can be seen with naked eye, or if you are not enough comfortable with your naked eye, then you can watch it with the binoculars. So these are some of the properties of Mercury. Then comes the Venus. It is almost similar to the Earth, so that's the reason it can be called as Earth's sister planet, because Earth and Venus are just similar, but size wise it's little smaller, and it is supposed to be of two separate entities. Actually, the Venus was supposed to be of two different entities. Eosphorus, that is called as morning star, and Hesperus, that is called as evening star. It is composed of the two different entities, it was supposed. So this is what a little information about the Venus. Then comes to the Earth, so on which we are living. It is a third planet from the sun. So distance wise, if you measure, it is a third planet from the sun and fifth largest. And as you know, generally when you look into your Google Maps and all, Earth appears as blue. So that's the reason Earth is a blue planet. In fact, we often call it as a blue planet. And 71% of Earth is covered with water. That's the reason very often we call 3/4 of surface of the Earth is covered with water. So land portion is only 25 to 29%. So most of the surface is covered with water. And one more thing, there is a livelihood. That means living things are present on the Earth's atmosphere because of the reason the availability of oxygen. So the oxygen in Earth's surface is produced and maintained by biological processes. You might have seen how the rains are produced. That's a cycle, rain cycle. So from the oceans it gets evaporated because of the plants and all. So again the rains appear. There is a rain cycle that you are familiar with. So because of the biological processes, the oxygen is produced. So living bodies are present on the Earth's atmosphere because of that. And one more thing, Earth, when you look at the surface of the Earth, So right from the center of the earth, when you are coming over to the surface, it can be classified into various parts. The central part, core. Core is very hard enough, then crust, mantle, and outer layers of atmosphere, etc. etc. And here the core is majorly composed of iron. And there is one theory of magnetism also. Because of this, it has got a gravitational pull to the greater extent, something like. So as in now we can just have few points to be remembered about the earth. So this is what something about the first three planets. We look into the other planets later.